if somebody doesn't buy online and all they do is glance around on different websites and never enter the credit card information, you can actually exclude those people from your campaigns. If you haven't actually gone through this process before, it's gonna blow you away. This is not intentional. I have no desire to hurt you. I do wanna blow you away so you can see the incredible opportunities that we've been given access to. Sometimes I get frustrated and desperate, like, do you see what we've been given access to? It's incredible. On this particular lesson, we're gonna talk about something that is one of my favorite tools. This is my playground. This is where I spend a lot of the time because I wanna understand who my audience is. I told you guys from the next lesson, you should have a little piece of paper next to you right now that has your exact audience in there. What is your avatar, age, demographics, and everything that we talked about in the previous lesson. If you have that, let's find out with this example, how you're gonna get more data about this person, this exact person on Facebook. This is the audience insight, and you can access this through the business manager. When you go to the business manager, you open up your menu, there's an option that says Audience Insights right here. I'm gonna click on this option right here, and this is gonna open up this awesome playground in which you can literally obtain, surprise, surprise, Audience Insights. This is what you do on this place. You're gonna go in there and you're gonna understand more about who your person is. So once you go into the Audience Insights right here, you're gonna get two things that pop up. Like you see right here, it says choose an audience to start. We're gonna choose an audience. Do we wanna choose an audience to understand about everyone on Facebook? Or do we wanna choose an audience to understand people connected to my page? So one or the other, right? Because let's say, for example, that you have 10,000 fans on your page and you wanna understand everything that you can about them. Where are they from? Where are they located? Okay, from the city to the state, to their age, to their demographic, to their interest. You're gonna get to understand everything about your audience. For those of you guys that already have a following, that you already have several thousand fans, this is very valuable, guys. On the next example, we're gonna talk about everyone on Facebook. And we're gonna use your example that you made. You're gonna go ahead and pause the video and type it in just like myself and see where your audience is at and how they're active on Facebook currently. But on this example right here, as a first one, let's talk about people connected to my page. For example, right here in the United States, well, let's keep it in the United States. And we're gonna go to, let's look at one of my pages. This one is actually for the countries, but people connected to your page right here. So let's say, for example, one of my dad's pages, okay? Metabolismo TV. So we want to understand about these people in the United States. Once I select that page, I get to study things about the people that are connected to that page. This is literally audience insight. Now check it out how interesting. Obviously, my dad has no attention, almost no attention for men. Look at that. 30% of the audience is men, which means that out of every 100 fans, only 13 of them are men, and 87% of them are female. So my dad has captivated a female audience completely. Incredible. Now, this is only the United States. He's pretty big in other countries like Mexico and other places. But here I start to understand, wait a second, so I guess I need to start writing my messages for women, right? Because no men are actually paying attention. Okay, good. So that's a piece of data that I have. If you look at this number right here, you're gonna see another number in there. The other number right here next to my mouse, it says 54% all of Facebook. What does that mean? That in all of Facebook, 54% of people in there are female. And then the other number, 46%, are male. So now you have the number of the people connected to your page and the actual people in general on Facebook. If you want to get more detailed information, you can keep on clicking around. Guys, all this stuff is clickable here. Let's look at the population when it comes to the fans for my dad on Facebook. So in this one right here, for example, we have the 1% of people, of his fans, are women between the ages of 18 and 24. 13% are between the ages of 25 to 34. The dominating audience here for my dad is the actual 35 to 44% area. What does that mean, for example, here? That out of every 10 women that follow my dad, 4 of them are actually 35 to 44 years old. Most of the population is in there for his fans. So now on here, he also has a pretty big audience on women 45 to 54. 31% of them are actually females. And then it keeps on going down, 12% over here, 4%. You guys get the picture. If you stand in any of those things, you're gonna see right here that, it tells you, for example, here, 30.6 of selected audience and 16% of Facebook users. What does that tell you? That 16% of Facebook users, females, are between the ages of 45 to 54. You start understanding what is the difference between your audience and Facebook's audience. Make sense? So now, you can say over here, like there's a few tabs right here. That's the demographics. You can look at lifestyle. What things are they interested in? If you move this around and you click it on the top, you can see, for example, that the top audience is firmly established. What does that mean? My dad's top audience is firmly established households are upper middle class couples with school-aged children. They are homeowners, often minivan drivers, and avid radio listeners. Wow, are you telling me that I have all that data in there and I can start to understand this and maybe just grab a whiteboard and start making notes? So my future campaigns are directed towards people that are middle-class couples with children that are homeowners, often have minivans. Makes sense, right? Because there's like a lot of people that follow my dad are mothers of like families of a couple of kids that have strong, firm households. It makes a lot of sense. For example, this next one right here, which is the second dominating level, check it out. Work and play. Work and play contains affluent single parents. These predominantly white-collar, professional, metrocentrics enjoy comfortable incomes and are a mix of homeowners and renters. Very cool stuff. This just gives you an overall view of who your demographic is. If you want to keep on establishing that, you can keep on going down the line and understanding your audience. My dad's page has 500,000 fans on it today in March, where I'm recording this right now. So 500,000 fans in there. So I have a lot of data to evaluate right now to know my audience, so I can use that to find new people that are going to be interested with my content. Check it out. Relationship status. Wow, oh my God. Self-reported data from people who list a relationship status on Facebook. If you put your mouse on top of this particular thing here, it's gonna tell you 66% of the selected audience is married. Do you know what the Facebook number is? 49% overall is married. Okay, so now for example here, 3% of the selected audience is engaged. 10% of the selected audience is in a relationship. 21% of the selected audience is single. Okay, so now I can keep on continuing to form my message correctly to talk to those people that are highly likely to be married, because those are my big crowd right there. Education level, look at this, college, 65% of my selected audience. I think you guys get the picture, right? This is a big creative area for you to understand your audience. It's really, really, really powerful. So you can actually use this, and as you select the right one, I'm gonna show you what to do. But for example, check it out right here. Job titles. What are they most interested in? What are the things that they work on? For example, 27% of them are in sales. 14% of them are in community and social services. 21% of this audience is personal care and home services. Forming your message, guys, forming your message. Now, since we're in the United States, we have an additional powerful metric here, which is because of third party. This is the household data. Check this out. Home ownership, 65% of the selected audience. Now, the Facebook users are 80% homeowners, but our audience tends to actually own less. Makes sense. You know why it makes sense? Because my audience is Latin. My dad's audience is Latin, and a lot of these people are immigrants, and a lot of these people are not yet fully established in the United States, so they don't have homes. So it makes sense that it's a percentage that is less than the rest of the population. More data to think with. 56% of them are actually renters. Okay, good. So household income, look at this. 29%, this is what I'm gonna pay attention to. 29% are between $50,000 to $75,000 household income. So now I can communicate to people that are on that income bracket, that have some financial survival, they can actually buy stuff from us easily. Purchase behavior. Guys, this is crazy stuff. Ninja. Did I tell you that I was a Facebook marketing ninja? I mean it. This is insane because as you really figure out how to use this stuff, your results explode. Because let's say, for example, that you are an online entrepreneur and you're trying to get sales on your online marketplace, on your e-commerce shop. Well, do you know what you can do? You can actually eliminate window shoppers from your targeting. If somebody doesn't buy online and all they do is glance around on different websites and never enter the credit card information, you can actually exclude those people from your campaigns. There's an option, which I'm going to talk to you about exactly later on, that you can enter in there to exclude people that don't buy online. And you can include online purchasers. You will wonder, well, how does Facebook know that data? Well, there's two answers for that. Number one, the Facebook pixel knows everything that goes on these websites. They know if you purchase or if you don't purchase. Number two, there's a lot of third-party data that Facebook is massively buying from third-party data science collecting agencies that now tell you the data whether that person is involved shopping online or not really shopping online. So that data gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So for example, here, just something for you guys to play around with, right? You can even see like if somebody's in the market for a vehicle, you can see that data. Retail spending, look at that. It's estimated US retail spending compared to income based on purchase behavior. So you can see right here that this particular audience, 79%, my audience, my dad's audience are big spenders. Makes a lot of sense. Why? Because Latin people like to buy stuff. In Puerto Rico, it's a big retail community. People spend stuff. They make money, they get a paycheck, they spend it. It's what we're used to doing. I was born like that. What is savings after all? It's gonna go away eventually, right? So people tend to spend a lot of money. So that makes a lot of sense. So again, you start understanding more and more about your audience. And once you actually figure that out and you already have your winning audience, what you can do is that right here, you can actually go ahead and create an ad with that audience and you can save that audience. There's an option right here that says save. You see this option right here? You can save your audience and go ahead and name it whatever you want to name it. And when you do your targeting at the ad set level, you can pull in an audience that you save for your research. There's other things here. For example, location. Let's find out here quickly, for example, the top cities. Oh, so I can see that most of the people here come from Miami, Florida. Interesting, from New York. So what does that tell me? If I'm gonna do an event, a live event, where should I do it? I'm gonna say I either do it in Miami or New York because that's where my fans are at. So you see how it helps you build your business? Long-term, you have all that data in there. And not only that, you can now do a message for these people and be like, hey, Miami, thank you for being my follower. I wanna offer you a special something. Data, data, data. Page likes. When you select this option, you can see other pages that your fans actually follow and like. Awesome, really cool stuff. So now right here, when you see like save as, you can go ahead and save as and just save your audience as exactly you want to save it and just start accumulating these audiences. So now, one more thing about this is that it's something that you can break down into countries. If you're actually opening up, let's say for example that here, I open up Mexico. Okay, so now I have United States and Mexico. So let's see, look at that. Mexico is dominating. 61% of my dad's audience is from Mexico. 39% of the audience is actually from the United States, okay, from those two audiences. So I have a lot more data to think with right here. Now, let's say as a final step, okay, that I want to show you about this, you can actually just eliminate any actual custom audience. Let's go ahead and eliminate Mexico. Let's eliminate United States. And let's eliminate Metabolismo TV, my dad's page. And let's just get an understanding of the world and how people interact and what are things that they're interested in. So I did a research. I did the last lesson and I discovered that my audience is United States and it's females ages 35 to 49. That is my audience. Okay, there's females right here. And they're interested in kitchen. And they're interested in cooking. As you can see right here, as you start doing this, it starts populating numbers. Now right here, you can see that this audience has 10 to 15 million active people using Facebook every month. So it's a bunch of people that through their interaction, they have shown to be interested in the kitchen world between the ages of 35 and 49, and they are females. So now I can look at the cities, where they're from, what are the countries, what are the demographics, and now I can use that for targeting potential. Really cool stuff, right? Once you got that audience right there, you can go ahead and save it and put your name on it. And once you save it, you can just go ahead and call it kitchen. We're gonna call it kitchen fans, kitchen interests. Better yet, we're gonna save this right here. And then we have that audience in there. And once you are at the ad set level, guys, whatever you found on that audience, you can go ahead and use it for your targeting. This is the place where you discover who is your ideal customer. It's gonna take you hours and hours. This is not something for you to do in 10 minutes. Don't pretend that on your first try, you're gonna find a winning audience, but you need to dive deep into this and understand who your audience is and work hard at discovering it. And in your hands, at your fingertips, you have access to a platform like this that gives you the tools for you to understand who your audience is. Imagine that entrepreneurs of old, my great-grandparents, had access to this data. They would have created empires. We have that in our hands right now. Never before something like this has existed. Not in Google AdWords, not in newspaper, not in the television world. Only on the Facebook advertising world we've had access to such incredible targeting and audience finding possibilities like we have today.